We're coming in special, guys.
All
This
right.
is important for Canadians. This is pretty important stuff that we're
Yeah.
coming in here with.
Yeah.
It's actually our first
Yeah.
episode of the new year, too.
Yeah. It
Our
is.
first recording, I should say, of the new
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm not
Uh,
sure if this is going to
yeah.
come out before other episodes or what's going to happen, but
Uh,
um, it's the first recording of the new year.
yeah. Of the Next Day podcast. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
This.
and the new year has started off with a bang in Canada.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. The last few days have been up and down.
Yeah.
Uh.
So we did, I
Yeah.
think, talk about, I think we actually talked about this in the bonus episode that's going to be coming out
Yeah.
probably after after this episode, because I don't think it's coming out until next week.
Yeah.
Um, so we're going to kind of see, oh, well, but this is probably coming out before this. But before that episode, we did talk about the fact that there was the rumor of Justin Trudeau, our prime minister, um, resigning.
Yeah.
And calls for him resigning
Yeah.
were in progress before Christmas. And he followed through. He has resigned
I didn't.
as
I did not expect this from him.
well.
I
The
thought he
thing,
was. Yeah.
the
Go ahead.
thing is like, uh, because we talked about it, we didn't see why this had to come to this,
Yeah.
um, at all.
Yeah. So many factors had to come to this because, even minister, is it the Minister of Finance? Minister of Finance,
Minister of
kind of,
Finance, yeah.
yeah, resigned. Uh, Not a lot of students for the in the polls for the liberals.
Uh-huh.
We see as well, and and then you see in Justin Trudeau's popularity doing it as well. So basically, I think he saw all factors, and then there was a clip on the internet. I think it was a little bit of a skit, him rolling up the flag. It kind of like looked like it was the F Trudeau flag,
Uh,
but the guy rolled it up and it was like, good luck, Trudeau. You know what I'm saying? Like he rolled it up slowly. You know how it spells F, fuck Trudeau? But
uh-huh.
it's rolled up slowly to it saying, good luck, Trudeau. So the luck is like, luck and F are just rounded with the
Uh-huh.
same word. So like Luck versus Fuck. So like basically,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was funny. So like he said that basically more of these flags, please. So I think he sees it. I think he saw that he knows his time was basically up.
Yeah,
And
but he's not going to base his decision on
on yeah, I know, no,
resigning
no,
on the
I
fact
know.
that the
Yeah,
citizens don't want him there.
yeah,
That's not why he resigned.
yeah. There's
Um,
there's probably a lot of factors,
yeah,
probably
but
within
they're
the
going to be
party. Yeah, yeah,
legitimate factors, not
yeah,
have anything to do with the
yeah,
citizens not wanting him there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, it is, that's what an election is for.
Yeah.
Um, he resigned for whatever reason having to do with the Minister of Finance. And we did
That
kind of
too.
talk on that a little bit in that other episode. So we
Yeah,
don't need to necessarily rehash it again because you will hear it there. But it's just, it's,
yeah.
it's a lot. Like, I just
I,
don't know if this has ever happened before. Actually, I meant to do a search on this, so whether or not a prime
I,
minister
I did
has ever
resign.
resigned like this.
I think it has, hasn't it?
I'm sure it has, but I just
Uh,
don't know, like, if
when in our
if
time
it
frame.
has
Oh,
ever actually
okay. Yeah.
happened. Um,
During our time, right? That's what you're trying to say.
Well, not just even during our time, just at all.
Oh, at all. Yeah. Known from the 1990s, 1980s.
That's gonna take too long.
Yeah.
Um, so two prime ministers, uh, hold on. No saying that's died in office, and that was John A. MacDonald and John Thompson.
Resigned in
Not
office or
resign, I'm just checking. All other resign either after losing an election or upon. Okay, so only time that anyone has ever resigned, the prime
mm,
minister has resigned, has either been because they've lost an election or because they're retired, not because of what Justin Trudeau just did.
okay, so he's the
So
first
that
one.
has never happened before.
Okay.
This has never happened before. This is
Yes.
unprecedented.
Yes. Yeah. So he's gonna be the first one to resign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Ugh.
And it's just like it sucks because of like
Yeah.
the legacy he comes from
Hmm.
and he has to resign. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah, man, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot was weighing on him. So a
I
lot was
don't even know if
against.
it's so much about because this
Yeah.
could have blown over,
Yeah.
but I think like
Yeah.
with the pressure
Yeah.
of an election
Yeah.
year, of all
It's
of that, I
yeah.
think it was just like I'm not probably gonna beat this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I do
He's
wonder
not.
if he would have done this if it wasn't an election year.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he wasn't. I felt like I don't think he was going to win this one at all. So I think there will. I thought. Sorry, I think there will be a new prime minister this year. So
Well, obviously.
yeah,
Now,
either way, no, no,
obviously.
no. Either way, if he left or if he resigned or he didn't resign, there was going to be a new prime minister elected this year because like
Possibly.
I couldn't see Justin Trudeau winning. There's no
I thought that last time too, and he still won.
he was
So,
he was still kind of favored during the 2022 election in a
not
way.
really. No. If anything, I feel like there was more problematic things that were happening
Yeah.
then than now,
Uh-huh.
and he still won then. So
Mm,
actually, I don't think it was really any different. He's gonna have the haters. He's gonna have the people who don't hate him. So maybe
I
not
think
necessarily like him, but don't hate him. Um,
well, I think his hate well not hater base, but like his the growth of how much people hate him has grown so much since 2022. So like it's
mm,
uh I don't in my opinion, I don't think he
yeah, but
the
again, you're
polls
not gonna please everybody, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you're always gonna have, like again, we've
yeah,
talked about this in the American presidential election.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have it as prominent in the
Uh-huh.
these are the lines. I'm either
Yeah.
Republican because of where I come from or who
Uh-huh.
raised me, even though like you can have your own thoughts and feelings about certain things. We don't have that as prevalent here,
Right.
but it is here as well. It's just
Right.
not as, you know, not as
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
so
He lost the collaboration with the NDP. That started to I think that was the first part. And then, the Minister of Finance and then,
yeah.
yeah, everything just went prominent from there. So um yeah, go ahead.
So, with his resignation as the Liberal leader and prime
Uh-huh.
minister,
Uh-huh.
he is going to be staying on as prime minister until a new
Yeah.
leader is
Yeah.
chosen. So
Uh,
basically, kind of just how that's going to work. Because obviously, and
yeah.
also we're going to have to talk about how that's going to work with the podcast as well, because we obviously have a set plan as to when we were going to be discussing the election. We're
Uh-huh.
obviously being shoved into an election a lot sooner than we expected.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. So,
Yeah.
um, citing the inability to overcome internal battles, as we kind of talked about,
Mhm.
Trudeau said that he intends to resign as both Liberal leader and Prime Minister once his party selects its next leader through a robust nationwide competitive process.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
Prime Minister said he asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that work as of now.
Hmm.
A source close to Trudeau told CTV News that the Prime Minister came to his decision over the last few days, saying, quote, last night over dinner, or he said this, I told my kids about the decision I'm sharing with you today. He said this on Monday. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. Trudeau also met with Governor General Mary Simon Monday morning, where he asked for and was granted the propagation of Parliament until March 24th,
Right.
though this brings an end to the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history.
Uh,
Um, as you all know, I'm a fighter. Every bone in my body has always told me to fight. I care deeply about this country. He went on to say that he hopes removing himself from the equation will tamp down the level of polarization in the current federal political conversation.
right.
I truly feel that removing the contention around my own continued leadership is an opportunity to bring the temperature down, have a government that will focus on the complex issues that are coming forward in the coming months, while the party gets to have a full national process that brings in people from right across the country and makes a determination about the best person to carry the progressive liberal standard into the next election. Speaking publicly for the first time since his embattled liberal minority government
Mm,
became embroiled in turmoil following the bombshell resignation, as we talked about, of his deputy, Chrystia Freeland, I think is how you say her name, in mid-December.
yeah.
Um, Trudeau only took a handful of reporters' questions at that point. Um, so let me just kind of go past that because we do talk about that in that episode, so we don't hash that out. He does also speak briefly about his legacy. If you're interested in reading that, it is in the CTV article.
Mhm.
So Trudeau requesting propagation to give his party time to run an expedited leadership race without facing the prospect of falling on a confidence vote will also bring an end to the procedural filibuster that stalled nearly all parliamentary business since September. So apparently that's been happening. Despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months. It's time for a reset. The House of Commons was scheduled to resume on January 27th, at which point the Conservatives were angling to advance a non-confidence motion within days, as the NDP indicated last month. They were ready to vote to bring down the Liberal minority in the new year. Propagation has effectively killed all legislative business that hasn't passed, leaving measures promised in Trudeau's ill-fated fall economic statement in limbo, as well as the Liberals' long languishing pledge to crack down on harmful online content. These measures and others could be reinstated if the other parties agree. Asking for the House of Commons to be halted until late March comes after Trudeau's advisors received legal guidance indicating that was the longest the government could go without approving spending. The next session would begin with a speech from the throne, setting the stage for potentially a series of key confidence votes. If the Liberals fall on any one of them, it could be the first step in triggering an early federal election. So I would think, though, we would be going into an early election if he's resigned as prime minister. Anyways, am I incorrect? I don't know. Um, this propagation will take us only into March, and there will be confidence votes in March in the passing of supply that will allow Parliament to weigh in on confidence in a way that is entirely in keeping with all of the principles of democracy and the workings of our strong institutions. That was said by Trudeau.
Yeah.
Trudeau's desire to steer the government through the next 2 months comes as Canada braces for the start of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's second term. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Reacting to the news Ugh, Trump reiterated his suggestion Canada become the 51st US
Yeah.
state. Go f yourself. Go f off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would, I'm moving if that were to ever happen, which it won't.
Yeah.
But like, what
I
is
saw
he?
that tweet. Yeah. I saw that tweet. Yeah.
I
He's
think I
been
saw
tweet
that too. But like, what is he insinuating?
he's been saying Canada is going to be the 51 state.
We're our
And
own country, you stupid idiot. I hate him. Okay. Um, let me go see what else we can talk about here in this article. I don't want to talk about every little thing that happens. If you're interested, of course, it is in the just search Prime Minister Trudeau. It's like one, I think it's like the first article that comes up. It's a CTV one. We could talk about the opposition party's reaction, I guess, to this. So,
yep.
reacting to Trudeau's looming departure, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, who we have talked about, we do talk about him in that episode,
Mm,
and thoughts and feelings about that, um, who has been leading the Liberals into the polls for the better part of the last 2 years, questioned what will really change, saying, quote, Canadians just desperate to turn the page on this dark chapter in our history might be relieved today that Justin Trudeau is finally leaving, but what has really changed? And he posted this in a video on social media. I'm sure if you're interested, you can find it. Every Liberal MP in power today and every potential Liberal leadership contender fighting for the top job helped Justin Trudeau break the country over the last 9 years. Not taking any questions and making his comments online. Um, Polivier, which I don't want to keep saying his name here because
yeah.
it hurts my brain, accused the Liberals of acting in political self-interest in pushing for the Prime Minister to go. I I don't get that, but okay.
This guy, he has an agenda.
Of course he does, and we talk
Oh
about
my,
it, and
like
I don't trust him.
when Justin Trudeau wasn't going to resign, he was vouching for Justin Trudeau resign. When he resigns, he blames the other people at the Little Mayas.
No, like, come on.
That's crazy.
Um, he says that their only objection is that he is no longer popular enough to win an election and keep them in power. Wow. Wow. Okay. Um,
Say that again. Say that
okay.
again.
He says their only objection, so saying the Liberal Party's only objection
Uh-huh.
is that he is no longer popular enough to win an election and keep them in power.
He,
This is what he's saying. The
I,
Conservative leader.
I would have to agree. I'm sorry.
Potentially, yes,
Yeah.
but to say that out loud when
Yeah.
that's not what this is supposed to be about,
Yeah.
you know
Not
what
a
I mean?
that's not a popular contest. I
No, it's
understand.
not supposed to be.
He,
I'll
and
tell you
that's
something.
yeah.
The reason that Trudeau won this election in the first place,
Hmm.
wasn't because he's a good-looking, young, nice hair, just like seen,
Yeah.
because of the name. That's why.
Yeah.
And yes, I
His
hear that,
father.
but
Yeah.
like, yes, but um, what was the reason after the second like with the second election? Because his popularity wasn't what it was initially.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
come on. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
um, he goes on to say, going on to restate his long-standing calls for a carbon tax election now, which I don't know what that's about. But anyway, speaking to reporters in the House of Commons, Foyer Bloc Québécois leader yeah, Yves, Francois Blanchette,
Mhm.
yikes, I'm fine, also called for an election, saying from his perspective, the Liberals are beyond securing the bloc's future support on any measures. The institution we are facing is the Liberal Party of Canada. It has been deeply transformed by Mr. Trudeau, and there is no possible way for this party to become something else in a few weeks. So we are facing the same people with the same values and the same ideology. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh took the opportunity to criticize Trudeau, who he helped keep in power for years, for letting Canadians down over and over. He also expressed the sentiment that no matter who is leading the Liberals, the party does not deserve another chance. Singh told reporters that no matter what confidence vote arises in the months ahead, New Democrats will be voting against this government for an election where Canadians will have a choice.
Mm. Yeah.
So, as we know, the next fixed election date is in October. Though with the Liberals looking poised to not have any parliamentary dance partners willing to help them stay afloat when work in the Commons resumes 77 days from now, the chances of a spring election call are increasing, or 76. This article's from yesterday.
Mm. So, yeah.
Um, that likelihood will leave Trudeau's coming replacement a limited runway to introduce themselves to Canadians.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's where we're at. So we're kind of at a standstill by the sound of things as to, you know, when they have, you know, a little over 2 months, I guess, to find a leader, which obviously they need to do before the deadline.
Mhm.
They're gonna
What's the
have
date?
to
What's the date on that? Is that March 24th?
March 24th, 27th, something around those lines.
Yeah, 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 okay.
Um, so the end of March, but they have until then, and
Right.
then everything will resume.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means for Prime Minister if Trudeau is still in the seat until that point, until the election happens. Um, when that happens, it still seems that part's up in the air.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna have to watch and see kind of what happens. Um, right now, it looks like we'll at least get through the next couple of months. So in terms of the podcast, if we get pushed into an election, that obviously means that
You have
episode
to,
for October will have to be changed around,
yeah,
depending on when that is going to happen. So
yeah,
either in terms of the formatting of how that will look, it will either be kind of how we just did with this one, either a special episode or a bonus episode or
hmm, hmm,
whatnot, depending on what month we're in. So I think we're safe to say we won't have to worry about anything in terms of like Black History Month. We won't be touching any episodes of that, or in March with Women's History Month, no episodes will be touched in there.
hmm.
But depending on if we get shoved into an election, um, we'll either shuffle things around or it'll just be added. So, like for example, if it happens to happen in June, we'll probably do a bonus episode or something. If it happens any other month, we'll
Right.
probably just like move things around. Um, I think that's kind of what we'll probably do, but
Hmm.
we'll stay on top of it.
So, they were talking about, liberal replacements, for, for the time being, like, uh, for the leader.
Mm.
So, Christina Freeland is, uh, a candidate as well.
Oh,
I heard, Mark Carney, was it Carney? I heard that name popping out of everywhere for the
mhm.
liberals because a lot of liberals were basically counting on him when Trudeau left. And then and Dominic LeBlanc, that was the guy that was gonna be, or is a replacement for Chrystia Freeland, or
Well, it can't be Minister of Finance as well as
yeah,
then the Liberal
yeah,
leader. So it's either one or
yeah,
the
yeah,
other.
yeah,
So
I
if
don't
he's
know.
already been named as the replacement for the Minister of Finance, then I don't see him being the Liberal leader.
Yeah,
I just don't see that happening. Um,
yeah, there's a few here that
my thing with
I think,
Freeland
yeah, yeah.
is she even qualified to be the Liberal leader? Because
Mm,
she was Minister of Finance. So,
yeah.
I mean, that might be a nice pipe dream, but
Hmm, hmm.
um, if she's not qualified to be the Liberal leader, then she's not
Right,
going to be the Liberal leader.
right.
But I guess we'll see.
Do you think liberals need a whole entire clean slate
Yeah, but
and rebuild?
Yeah, but like because here's the thing, like
Yeah.
the Liberal Party has been dealing with hit after hit
Yeah.
for the better part of a decade or more.
Uh-huh.
Like I think of Kathleen Wynne, she, yikes, with her
Yeah.
being, she was Ontario's, why is the word not coming to me right now?
I think she actually commented on the Justin Trudeau.
Oh, I'm sure she did, but she was, what's Ford's position? Why is it not coming to me? It's early.
Premier of
Thank
Ontario.
you.
Yeah.
She was the premier of Ontario, and there were a lot of issues with her. Why she, I don't know if she resigned or what happened there. I can't remember. It was a while ago. Um, there was issues with her. Um, you know, there was rumors that maybe there was something cahoots or something happening between her and Trudeau at one point, and with the drama that was happening with her.
Yeah.
And now it is this, and I feel like there's just been a lot of different things happening within the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
They do need to maybe do a clean slate.
Yeah.
However, as mentioned by I think there was a conservative leader,
Yeah.
the only thing I'll agree on with what he said was,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, you're not going to do that in 2 months. It's
Right.
impossible. We're still going to be dealing with the same people with the same ideals,
Yes.
um, and the same thoughts and feelings and whatever.
Yeah.
That's not going to change in
Hmm.
2 months. Hell, it's not going to change even in a year. Like
Yeah.
it's going to take a long time to
It's gonna take,
revamp
yeah.
a party.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's gonna take like well, I said it's like
it could
almost
take
like
years.
it sounds like a sports team. Like when they win their first championship and then they start like losing and losing and losing and then the CEO tells the press that the team is basically going to rebuild. It's similar to like that in a way.
Yeah,
So
but I think even more so than
yeah,
a team, because I mean, a team, but a sports team is like not running a country, you know?
I
No,
understand, but
I know, but I'm just
that
trying to say like it's going to be even more so because there's so much more at stake,
yes, yeah,
when running a country.
yeah,
So it's going to take a long time.
yeah, yep,
And
yeah,
it's not gonna happen in time for this election. Hell, it might not even happen in time for the next election.
yeah, yeah.
Um, for them to really revamp. So
Yeah, I do think they need fresh faces in that little department because,
yeah,
like you said, they have all of them have the same ideas as Justin Trudeau.
yeah.
So,
I mean, even with the NDP party, for example, I feel like the NDP party has not always been in the top spot or doing well,
yes,
since the passing of Jack Layton. So it's like
hmm
I feel like he was kind of pivotal to the party, and when he passed away, I feel like that party just went to
hmm
and look how long that took from that point to where they currently are now. Like I'm confident in the NDP party with Singh as the leader,
right,
but that took like a decade, you
hmm
know, because I'm like, who was there before? I think was Andrea Horwath, whatever the hell her name was.
right.
She was an absolute shit show, in my honest opinion, which made the party an absolute shit show. So
Was it what Andrea? What's her name?
horror waif or horror
Yeah,
half or
yeah,
horror
yeah.
worth or whatever the hell
She was the leader of for the parliament
for the
or
NDP party. Yeah.
the prayer what's that the uh premier of Ontario. What do they call those? Do they have the same like the NDP and the Liberals and the Conservatives? They go after the same position like premier of Ontario.
Well, of course.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, of course. Um, Usually the leader though of the party is going to end
Yeah,
up being prime minister.
right.
Um, and then
Okay,
whoever else is after that, I don't know how that part works, but usually the
yeah.
leader of the party is the ones that are,
Sec is that like a secondary leader or something like that, or
I
it's
don't
like
know. I don't know.
all right,
You're asking you're asking
yeah.
me things that I never really
and
I
yeah,
never fully
followed it.
um,
Yeah,
grasped in school. So
yeah.
I just know we have the House of Commons and it's is it green? Is
It's,
the green carpet?
yeah,
Or is
yeah.
that the Queen Park?
I
Queen's Park. I don't
think
remember.
so.
Whatever.
Yeah, I never watched those. I never watched those on the.
No.
Yeah,
God no. I just see them on the news. So
yeah, yeah.
um but yeah, that part of it for me I don't know. I just know the basics.
Hmm.
But yeah, she was the leader of the NDP party and
Hmm.
clearly she's not now.
Yeah.
But she was for a while. I think she was the after Jacqueline.
Mm.
And she was there for a long time because I thought she was still there until
Right,
like maybe like a year or two ago. I'm like, oh
right, right,
no, she's not there
right,
anymore. So
right.
yeah,
Well,
I think she's still a part of the party. She's not the leader,
smart leader. Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. Well, do you think there's going to be a new prime minister coming out this year? Obviously, Justin.
Obviously,
Who do you think is?
that's without saying.
Who do you think? Yeah. Who do you think is uh gonna come out on top?
Um, I mean, I could say what I hope for,
Yeah.
but I don't know who it's going to be. I had my hope that I'd rather stick to what I knew. Again, you'll hear that in the
Yeah.
next episode, the bonus
Yeah.
episode, but
Yeah.
I did say like I wanted to stick to what I knew,
Yeah.
with everything kind of happening within in America right now.
Hmm.
Um, but with that now not being an option, I would hope for Singh.
Mm.
Honestly, even if Singh beat out Trudeau, I would be happy with that. Um,
Yeah.
but again, as I've mentioned many times, and I do mention again in that episode, I don't know if we're ready for him. I
Mm.
don't know if this country is ready for him. As much as I think
Mm.
we are,
Yeah.
I just don't know if there are people who are ready to
Right.
really, truly ready for him.
It's been. When's the last time the NDP has
I can't
been?
tell you, not in
Uh,
my lifetime.
yeah. That's
It's always been between the liberals and the conservatives.
yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we haven't
I
had a conservative in that role
since Stephen Hart.
since Harper.
Yeah.
But
And they've been rebuilding since then.
yeah,
Like, and it's been like you said, like it's been
which
10
I'm
years.
fine with. I don't have
Yeah,
an issue with the
yeah.
Conservative Party or the Liberal Party or
The
whatever. It's more about who's going to be
yeah,
leading that.
yeah,
And I am not confident with who is leading
yeah,
the Conservative Party right
yeah,
now for where we are currently at politically.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Pierre is looking good right now. Right now. So like I wouldn't be surprised if he is the Prime Minister of Canada. So like
and that's really concerning for me.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but because I feel like
It's,
seriously, if Canada was for sale,
yeah.
he would sell us to Trudeau to Trump and saying we are now part of the states. Seriously.
Yeah.
Which again, honestly, I don't have an issue with.
Hmm.
I just don't want to be there when Trump is in power. So, um, I would. Can we do the sale like in 4 years?
This
Let's not do it now. Um, but anyway,
yeah.
I think that's it. Do we have anything
Yeah.
else?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No.
Okay.
Well, we do have one more thing. We can thank Justin Trudeau for his services in the last 9 years.
Mhm.
Uh, um, he did a well job
You
for
did
us
sound good.
Canadians. Yeah, yeah. So
Listen, thank you, Daddy Trudeau, for the HST break. Like I
yeah,
mentioned in,
yeah, that,
in the bonus episode. Thank you for that. I'm
yeah.
definitely reaping the benefits.
Hmm.
So at
Oh,
least you did, one good thing towards the
yeah,
end.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for like a whole lot of benefits in the past, like the dental benefits, the child benefits, the
I haven't reaped the benefits of the dental benefits, so I don't even think about it.
Okay.
Well, no, I
Let's see.
work. I have
Mhm.
benefits, so I don't get to reap that benefit at all.
Yeah. Uh, the GST that you were talking about, GST, HST tax. the FHSA account as well, the first home saves account. Uh, and what am I leaving?
We can't go through everything.
Yeah, I can't go out there. Don't worry. But like, just thank you for your services that you've done in the last years. Hope you uh do great things on your next chapter and your next journey. And yeah, appreciate it. That's it.
Wonder if we go back to teaching after
Oh,
this.
he was a boxer as well too. He was a
I
boxer.
don't think he's gonna do boxing at this point. He's kids,
Imagine.
but um, but I wonder if he'll go back to teaching. We could do that.
True. Well, hopefully he doesn't get hated. Like one student, you did this to my father. Ah!
Um, I don't know. Maybe he probably can't go back to teaching. Maybe virtual.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like he'll probably get those types of people. You effed up a new another generation, a previous generation, all this stuff. Da, da, da. You're gonna get students like that will hate him or something like that. So I don't know. Probably he get respected from some
no,
of
he's gonna be fine.
yeah.
He's gonna get his severance package and he's gonna be fine.
Oh, he's gonna yeah, he's gonna
He's
get
gonna
hit.
be fine.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
thing is, he's young. He's very young, so it's
yeah,
like I
yeah.
hope. Hopefully, I mean, usually, probably, I don't know. His severance
See,
package is probably gonna last for a while.
yeah. So I wonder what Steve Harper is doing up nowadays because we haven't
Oh
heard
no.
too much about him in the last 10
You
years.
usually don't hear much about any of them once they kind of are out
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
office
yeah. So
until they die.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like one of the presidents who's currently died. I'm like, I thought he was already dead.
Oh, Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter. I'm like, I
Yeah,
thought he died
with it.
already. He's 100. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, um, that's about it. I,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think you guys be getting this early, and then we'll kind of, I think the next, like the actual start of the episodes happen after, but um, yeah, I think that's basically it. I think we can wrap it up.
All right.
Um, we don't have to do all the outro and stuff because this was just a quick thing coming in, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
basically that.
For the next tape podcast, I'll see you guys another time.
You'll see us next week.
Next week. Next week.
Yeah, we come back next week,
All right.
officially, so next week.
All right.
Okay,
Peace.
bye.